Matchroom Live, proud sponsors of the Bet Victor Weber Cup.
Welcome back to the 2020 Weber Cup, live from the Ricoh Arena in Coventry. The players are just finishing their warm-ups ahead of the opening Baker match. So let's head down to the commentary booth where Matt McNeil has dashed over to join Darren Tang and Phil Yates.
Hannah, thanks very much indeed. I'm really looking forward to this. What a big day this is, not just for the world of 10-pin bowling, but also for live sport once more. Through this COVID-19 pandemic, we continue going. As they say in 10-pin bowling, they call the tournament a show, and the show really is going on. I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box by, all the way from Sin City, Darren Tang, and from the great city of Minneapolis, Matt McNeil. Welcome, fellas.
Yeah, really excited to be here. I've been watching this event for a long time now, and to be able to commentate here with the both of you, I'm just really excited.
And I should be saying it's Dapper Dan, Matt McNeil. He looks very smart indeed. Everyone looks smarter than me, but he in particular.
Why, thank you, Phil. It's an honor to be here.
So then, it's the Baker match to start us off, much like Pool's Moscone Cup, where all of the team are involved out of the gate. It's the same in this, the Weber Cup, the 21st edition. And this tournament over the years has been one of the most tightly contested sporting contests imaginable.
Absolutely, Phil. There's a lot of history here between these two teams, and being the 21st edition with the USA having 10, Europe having 10, this is kind of who's going to get ahead going forward. So this is a really big year. There's a lot riding on this.
And how about this? Total points over the 20 years. Europe 304, USA 303. You can't get much closer than that.
No, you really can, and it shouldn't be too much of a surprise when we have the best players from the U.S. and the best players from Europe. So it's going to be definitely an exciting 3 days ahead of us.
And in terms of personality, the biggest one on either team gets things underway. The pro with the fro, Kyle Troop.
Yeah, you typically want to lead off with your most energetic player, and Kyle is, to say the least, the most energetic player possibly on the planet.
Just a great start here for Team USA. Kyle really getting the guys going. Beautiful shot.
Tell him to stop moving.
Right in the 1-3 pocket, all 10 pins in the pit.
So it looks like Aussie's going to start with urethane here. I think they're bowling on 44 feet, I believe.
Yep.
So interesting play here.
I think that was one of the strategies of Team USA is to keep the EU boys on the longer patterns.
Hi, Aussie, come on. All right.
So the immediate, the very early advantage goes to the visitors.
Yeah, I think, Phil, that just goes back to Team USA's strategy. They're going with the lengthier oil conditions, and they feel that the European players are not as good on the longer oil patterns as they are, and it's already showing here in the early going.
Yes, not very often. Right at the start, you say, massive advantage, but most certainly here.
And here's Captain Chris Barnes. He's going to try to put a double up early and get these guys going.
Close.
You really don't expect those kinds of shots from Captain America there, do you? I mean, they got a bunch of power on their team, and if you got Barnes doing things like that, USA's in a good spot.
So that pin coming over, does that qualify as a messenger?
That qualifies as a messenger, Phil. And I'll tell you what, Chris, being the tender age of 50 years old, he shows no signs of slowing down.
So in 10-pin bowls, it's a case of do shoot the messenger.
Absolutely.
It's a tough one there for Europe. Basically the same shot as Team USA, but the messenger does not connect for beef stew.
Absolutely. This ball is just getting a little more behind the head pin, and that keeps the head pin in front of the 10 when it comes across the deck, so should be a routine spare here for Stu, but Team Europe already languishing behind here in the early going.
I think on the prop bets that was not a that was a long shot. The first one. Yeah. Any answer actually was also a long shot. The first one certainly was.
Now, it's been noticed. I've been noticing Darren and Phil. The players have been able to bounce those corner pins out of the pit, and that might come into play if a player has a 7-10 split or say a 6-7-10 split. So that could prove interesting in the upcoming matches.
Really good shot there. It looked like it was just a pinch long down the lane. Didn't quite read the mid lane enough to go through the pins the right way.
Anthony Simonson, absolutely one of the best two-handers in the world. What a great style he has.
I'd be willing to say that he might be, if one of the, but if not the most versatile players on the planet.
Bonus.
And the MVP from last year, most certainly not missing that particular pin.
No, it's going to be very rare to see a professional miss a single pin here. Most touring professionals, they're going to shoot single pins in the 93, 94% percentile range. So it should be somewhat of a unicorn if we see that happen here this week.
His first bowl in the Weber Cup, Thomas Larson, and I'm afraid best.
Could be a little bit of the nerves. First shots on TV, never easy, especially him being a rookie on the European team.
On as many as it looks
like it might have got to him a little bit.
Yeah, I think he just pulled that shot, and thankfully he went right through the face, but leaving a makeable spare. Thomas, a very, very good spare shooter, so this should be all right for him.
Tough break right there. You never want to see that wrapping the 6 around the 10 on 3-6-10 conversion.
And just as I talked up Thomas's spare shooting ability, he chops the 3-6 right off the 3-6-10. So this is shaping out pretty rough for the Europeans as they have 2 open frames in 3 frames.
Bill ONeil, top of the PBA Tour points list. He selected himself for this, and you can see why. Strike or what?
Yeah, this is just an absolute picture-perfect shot from Bill ONeil. Team USA is really, really in tune to what this lane condition is asking for from the players. And it seems like Europe just doesn't have perhaps their angles right, or they're not starting in the right part of the lane. So next time around, when this order goes around again, they're going to have to put together a really good, stellar back half.
I think another thing to notice is that Team USA is playing a lot closer together to each other, so they're going to be able to make moves and coordinate a lot better.
Well, the captain delivers for Europe in their hour of need, or their frame of need. Don Barrett coming up big.
Yeah, and that's huge because it's at least it gets them somewhat going. So it sets up the top of the order when they come around. So everybody's had a shot now to kind of get settled in, and that's a pretty big strike there by the captain of Team Europe.
Pretty good.
EJ Tackett attacking it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you heard Simonson say pretty good off EJ's hand, and this is the reason why. Great half pocket hit, and EJ obviously one of the most talented one-handed players in the world. And there's a reason he's got 13 tour titles at the tender age of 27.
Oh yeah, he just creates so much power, and his pocket's so big. I could see why they put him in the anchor position.
Jesper Svensson's going to be involved in the first 3 matches here. And perhaps it's just as well. Looks on it from the start.
Absolutely, and Jesper with sometimes near a plus 600 rev rate, one of the highest on the PBA Tour, one of the most absolutely devastating strike balls that you'll ever see in the sport of bowling.
Back to Troop. And the strikes just keep on coming.
Yeah, just another classy shot here from Kyle. Team USA really, really dialed in. And they just extend that lead.
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have a hard time seeing Europe take this one as long as Team USA just keeps on putting in the good shots, and they just seem dialed in, like you said.
Well, this is a big shot here from Osku. It gets him out to a triple and can start cutting into that lead.
Osku doesn't look comfortable at all. It's 2 shots in a row now that he's pulled. It could be a combination of what he's doing, how he's attacking the lanes. His ball might be reading the lane really early and getting his ball offline. So I'm thinking it might be a combination of both.
I really feel it watching Osku at the line. You see, he just pulls the shot. And definitely when a player generally does that, if they keep the ball in front of them or give the ball away, and they know it's not going to hook back, and that really is what causes that pull at the foul line. A lot more mental than it is physical.
It's another great shot from Barnes. You have to imagine that Europe's got to be thinking about making some moves here, how they can get their ball to the pins the right way, throw some strikes, and start catching up to Team USA.
Yeah, Team USA has almost got them out of the wood here with that spare from Osku. Team Europe's going to have to go off the sheet, strike out, and hope that some bad misfortune befalls the Team USA.
Well, last year in the first Baker match, Europe prevailed 2-3-2 to 2-18. Can't see a repeat right now.
The good thing for them right now is there's a lot of games, especially it being first to 23 this year, so there's plenty of time for them to get back on the horse.
This is a much better shot from Stu here. That's picture perfect in the pocket. If he puts it there next time, that would definitely be 10 back. And this is now just fill frames for Team USA.
Not the best shot from Simo there, but they'll be all right. Since with a couple of filled frames, they're going to have Team Europe locked out. Let's take the first point of the 21st edition of the Weber Cup.
Absolutely. Just hit the one in the middle and fill those frames right now for Team USA.
What a nice warm feeling that is. You always want to get off to a flyer, and that's what they've done.
Still on 3 frames.
I don't really understand that too. It's in red.
Like, just the names.
Oh.
But like,
yeah, they've got the whole scoreboard wrong with that. Because
What can the rookie do? Inject some confidence into himself and the team. Hopefully.
that's a good one.
Delivering.
At this point, all they can do is get as comfortable as possible and figure out the lanes for the next match.
This is a beautiful shot from Thomas. I've always said on the PBA Tour, Thomas is one of the really sneaky good guys. He just kind of sneaks up behind you. And he's not very flashy, not very powerful, but he's very, very consistent.
Very underrated as well, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Bill O'Neill from Langhorne, Pennsylvania, just outside Philadelphia. The land of Rocky. And that pin was rocking around, but refused to drop.
Tough break right there for Bill. Fortunately, they won't need that shot. They should walk away with the victory pretty handedly.
Yeah, ball coming in light, head pin doing most of the damage. Just doesn't happen to take out the 8 pin. Now, these are brand new pins, so for everybody watching, the brand new pins are actually tougher to knock over. The pins fly around a little more, and they're a little easier to knock over after they get some banging around.
I don't think
So being new pins, they're actually a little tougher to knock over. So that might come into play here the next couple days. But I have a feeling with the amount of strikes these guys are going to probably be throwing, that they'll be banging around plenty.
Dom Parrott, far too experienced to be overly concerned yet, but the way this Baker match has gone will not please him at all. At all. Full stop there.
Nope, it didn't feel right. Didn't feel right in his hand. Top tier players of this level feel all their finger holes are very, very tight. What that does is it allows their hands to stay very relaxed, which allows them to get out of the ball very quickly and very cleanly. And that's how they create so much power. So if there's even just the slightest moisture or anything in that thumb hole, it'll bother bowler, and you'll see him back off the shot.
Alrighty, Jack. Alrighty, Jake.
And of course, no shot clock here. There might be in certain other events, but not in the Weber Cup.
Yeah, on the PBA Tour, it's 25 seconds if I'm not mistaken.
This is what are you guys talking about?
I think the word, lads, emphatic.
What are you guys talking about?
That's just an unbelievable shot. He creates so much effortless power. It's really a stunning game that EJ has.
The last time Bill bowled this, it wasn't well.
Hey, bud, we're bowling here. Come on, bro.
Something distracted Jesper off to the side. He wasn't thrilled about it, even though this match is well over.
Fly.
Yes, it takes a lot to thaw the Iceman, but I think that did. So the Baker match is over. Forget Jeff and Beau Bridges. The fabulous Baker boys here in Coventry today are Team USA. 7 strikes, and they win the opening match of this 21st Weber Cup out of sight.